If you're thinking about grabbing the 8BitDo Pro 2 controller, stick around because I'm going to reveal why it's not all sunshine and rainbows as you might expect. But here's what surprised me. Despite its rave reviews and sleek marketing, this controller isn't perfect. It actually has some quirks and issues that might make you hesitate before buying. Most people rave about its compatibility and features, but let me hit you with the other side of the story. You'll want to hear this before you spend your hard-earned $39.99 on it. The 8BitDo Pro 2 claims to be the ultimate versatile controller, boasting compatibility with everything from the Nintendo Switch, Windows, Apple devices, Android, Steam Deck, to Raspberry Pi. Sounds like the Swiss Army knife of controllers, right? But as versatile as it is, it's not without its downsides, and they might hurt your gaming experience more than you'd expect. So if you're someone looking for a reliable, comfy controller for prolonged gaming sessions or intense gaming marathons, keep watching, because this review might change your mind or at least prepare you. Now, before we dive deeper, let me hit you with a mini promise. You'll not only know the pros and cons, but also if the 8BitDo Pro 2 is truly worth your money. And spoiler alert, it's not a simple yes or no. To start, the 8BitDo Pro 2 is marketed as a game changer, featuring upgraded Hall effect joysticks that promise durability and precision. The enhanced grip design feels sturdy in hand, making it seem like the perfect fit for hours of play. Plus, it's packed with features like 2 pro-level back buttons, a 4-way mode switch button, motion controls, rumble vibration, and a whopping 20-hour rechargeable battery, all connected wirelessly via Bluetooth or wired through USB-C. You'd think that's the dream controller for multi-platform gamers, right? But here's the kicker. While the specs sound flashy, the real-world performance sometimes tells a different story. For one, let me talk about the Hall effect joysticks. Yes, they're theoretically more durable, but several users, myself included after extensive testing, noticed a bit of a lag in responsiveness and occasional drift problems. And no, drift isn't a new Mario Kart feature. It's when your joystick quietly moves on its own, totally ruining your aiming in shooters or precision in platformers. This is a deal-breaker if you care about accuracy. Fun fact, this controller has more back buttons than I have socks. 2 pro-level back buttons are great, but their placement can be awkward. If you have large hands, you might accidentally hit them mid-game, which leads me to another issue, grip and ergonomics. The 8BitDo Pro 2 boasts an enhanced grip, but it doesn't always translate to comfort for long hours. If you're used to heavier controllers like the Xbox Elite or DualShock, you might feel this one's a bit lightweight and plasticky, causing your hands to cramp or slip when things get intense. Now, you must be wondering about software and customization, because that's the heart of modern controllers. Here's another twist. While the 8BitDo Ultimate software is available on PC, Android, and iOS, it takes a bit of a steep learning curve to set up profiles and switch between custom controls smoothly. Switching profiles on the fly isn't as seamless as advertised, which can be frustrating if you switch games or platforms often. So, gamers looking for a plug-and-play solution might find this setup process a headache. Speaking of platforms, this controller is supposed to be a jack of all trades, but the reality, performance and compatibility vary dramatically across devices. On the Nintendo Switch, it's largely smooth, but on Windows or Android devices, some users experience input lag or inconsistency with Bluetooth connections. Imagine trying to win a tight match, but your controller decides to take a coffee break mid-game. Not cute. Want to hear a controller joke? Why did the controller go to therapy? It had too many buttons to deal with. Okay, maybe that was cheesy, but it points to this. With the 8BitDo Pro 2, there are so many buttons and features that mastering them might give you a mental workout instead of a break. Before you think this is all bad news, there are things this controller nails. Its battery life is fantastic. Up to 20 hours on a single charge is no joke and beats many premium controllers. That means less fumbling with cables or worrying about dead batteries ruining your late-night sessions. The USB-C charging is modern and convenient, eliminating the frustration of proprietary cables, which is a huge plus in 2024. And for the gamers who love versatility, the 8BitDo Pro 2 covers pretty much every platform you own, which is a blessing if you switch between a Switch, PC, or even a Raspberry Pi for retro gaming. That's a level of compatibility rare in controllers under $50. Now, you might ask, who is this controller really for? If you're a casual gamer who enjoys a bit of retro gaming, indie titles, or wants a cross-platform controller without dropping a fortune, this might still be a decent pick. However, competitive gamers or those who demand flawless precision might find the quirks and occasional lag a deal-breaker. Here's a mini twist. I've seen many users praise the customizable back buttons, which can be remapped for pro-level gameplay. But some report these buttons feeling too sensitive, leading to accidental inputs in the heat of battle. So, a controller feature designed to give you an edge could end up causing unwanted deaths instead. Yeah, that's like having a double espresso, but spilling it all over your keyboard. Energetic but a mess. One thing I have to highlight is the build quality versus price. The 8BitDo Pro 2 comes in at an affordable $39.99, which is a steal compared to premium controllers often priced above $60 or $70. But sometimes, you get what you pay for. The plastic feels slightly less durable, which might worry those who are rough on their gear. So if you're someone known for getting through controllers quickly, maybe pair this purchase with some protective gear or be ready for a replacement down the line. Want another joke? What do you call a controller with no grip? A slippery slope to rage quits. That sums up my experience sometimes when playing on this controller. The grip can be hit or miss depending on your hand size and sweat level. Shifting gears, the motion controls and rumble feedback are nice touches, adding some immersion during games. However, the vibration isn't as strong or nuanced as those found in higher-end controllers, sometimes feeling more like a low-budget phone on silent than a real game enhancer. Additionally, despite the fancy four-way mode switching button, some users find it confusing and accidentally switch modes mid-game, which can interrupt gameplay and force you to pause and fix controls. Not exactly the kind of convenience you expect when you're deep in a boss fight. Now that you've heard the good, the bad, and the just plain annoying, let's talk about what buyers said. On Amazon, it has a solid 4.4 rating, which is impressive. Many users praise its battery life, versatility, and value for money. Yet those critical reviews often mention joystick drift, button sensitivity issues, and software setup frustrations. So the community consensus matches what I found. This controller shines in some areas and stumbles in others. Here's a pro tip. If you decide to get the 8BitDo Pro 2, spend some time tinkering with the software profiles after purchase. Customizing it properly can greatly improve your experience. But if you're expecting out-of-the-box perfect performance, you might have to temper expectations. Alright, so what's the final word? Should you buy the 8BitDo Pro 2 or run for the hills? It boils down to your specific use case and tolerance for minor headaches. If you want a budget-friendly, multi-platform controller with awesome battery life and don't mind a bit of fiddling or occasional quirks, this is a solid choice. But if you're the kind of gamer who demands pinpoint accuracy, ergonomic perfection, and plug-and-play ease, there are better options out there, even if they cost more. In closing, the 8BitDo Pro 2 is not perfect, but it's certainly not a bad controller either. It delivers value in spades but comes with trade-offs you should be aware of beforehand. I respect it for pushing boundaries at a budget price. Sometimes you have to take a few punches to get the knockout features. And hey, the bottom line is it might just be the controller you didn't know you needed if you love multi-device gaming on a budget. If you want to give it a shot, check out the link in the description for the best price on Amazon today. Trust me, it's worth a peek. And with its 20-hour battery life, you'll have plenty of time to decide if this controller is your next trusty sidekick. So what do you think? Have you tried the 8BitDo Pro 2, had a drift issue, or loved its back buttons? Drop your experience in the comments and let's get the conversation rolling. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more honest reviews that actually save you money and frustration on your next gaming purchase. Now, time to grab that controller and game on. Just maybe don't throw it across the room yet.